We're going to go ahead and do our Patreon poll topic. Just go to patreon.com/BamaGeeks. We put up a poll topic there every episode for our patrons to vote on. And this week, the winning choice, look at that ticker down at the bottom. Ooh. The winning choice is, who is your favorite television and movie villain and why? Who would like to go first on this?
I will.
Kevin, yes, sir, in the back.
All right. We'll start with movie villain. And I want you guys to guess who my favorite movie villain is. It's easy. Come on, it's easy.
Well, it's not Grand Admiral Thrawn yet.
No, not yet. Although that would be nice. Although he'll probably be TV villain.
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah. No, it's Just try. So, what do you think? What do you think, Bo? What do you think my favorite movie villain is?
Well, see, I don't understand because it's weird for me to say with your movie villains with your favorite franchise because some of them have had such good redemption / arcs to kind of change them. I mean, I would go with, well, like I said, I would say the obvious is behind your head there, Mr. Fett, but I don't know. Ooh.
He is behind me though.
Vader. Oh, then Vader, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, with Star Wars, it's the core of Star Wars is Anakin Skywalker's story.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. I'm getting more and more into where I don't acknowledge the sequels. It's just like they're gonna fix those, I guess, at some point. But the core story that George Lucas came up with was, that was the introduction of Anakin Skywalker, his fall, his rise, his fall, and then we get to see Darth Vader, and that's Darth. That's his thing. So Darth Vader is by far my still, from the time I was a kid, still my favorite villain, movie villain. However, my favorite TV villain is something that's probably a little more recent, so far as my life goes, is actually the Master and all of his incarnations from Doctor Who. That is, probably because he's a lot like the Doctor. I mean, he's also, spoilers, he's also, a Time Lord himself as well. So he changes out into the different actors, and he's just kind of always a thorn in the side of the Doctor. He's always, it's like, you know what? The show's getting kind of slow, and bam, here is the Master again. And there we go. And then we've got a whole arc of like 5 episodes or something of the Master. And then he or she weaves in and out. And it helps that the Master's been played by a lot of really good actors over the whole course of the reboot, starting back in 2005. I'm not familiar with what it was before that, so far as the actors that played, but in the so far as the reboot goes, numero uno, definitely the Master for sure.
Oh, come on, you please tell me you haven't seen the Eric Roberts Master from the TV movie?
I don't think so.
You might do yourself a favor and watch it at least once.
TV movie. Are we talking this is like Star Wars Holiday Special bad?
No, this is when this was after the initial Doctor Who series ended there for a while. And I think
who was the Doctor?
That's Paul McGann. That was the 8th Doctor. Yeah. Which he's great as a Doctor. It's just I think it was an American production studio. I think it was Fox that picked it up, and they were trying to turn it into something, and it's very Americanized. So it's not that the Doctor's the Doctor, but yeah, you got to watch it. Eric Roberts is very over the top in it as the Master. Watch it at least once. I mean, I know there's people who like it, so
Okay.
Paul continued his role as the Doctor in some radio dramas, didn't he?
He did that, and then they did it for leading up to the 50th anniversary. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. I need to rewatch that.
I'm gonna do it.
That was such a good special.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like I said, I've liked the modern version of the Master. Like I said, we talked before, John Sims and Michelle Gomez.
Yeah, I like her a lot. So, all right. Well,
go to somebody else. I'm still thinking on this. I'm gonna be honest. I got a lot of things running through my head right now on this one.
Okay, Bo, you want to go? You want me to?
You go ahead because I'm gonna, like I said, it's so weird. I'm gonna pony off your choice of favorite movie.
Okay. Favorite movie villain of all time. And this even it leads into the second and third movies. Even though he was not as good in those movies as he was the first movie, but Agent Smith from The Matrix. I love Hugo Weaving, and I absolutely love how he portrayed Agent Smith. That, excuse me, a very dapper role for the most part. I always liked that look, and I always liked how he spoke. Mr. Anderson, we've missed you. I love how he portrays Agent Smith. So Agent Smith is easily my all-time favorite movie villain. Got a couple of his figures where he's normal Agent Smith, and then I've got one of him that's he's kind of the translucent black with the green matrix on him, and then I've got a little statue bust of Agent Smith as well. I almost owned his tie and his sunglasses, screen used props. And I was not willing to drop as much as they were asking at the time. And I missed them. And that, if I have a purchase that I regret not ever getting, it's that. And I also just did miss out on Kim Basinger's white dress as Vicky Vale from Batman.
Oh,
I was close to getting that.
Oh, man.
Excuse me. So, yeah, those are my two misses and regrets. But yeah, definitely Agent Smith having his tie and having his glasses would have been cherished forever. But I'll probably never ever get them now. I don't know where they are, and probably have less money now than I did back then when I could get them. So, but television villain is not far off from Agent Smith as far as demeanor and the way he handles himself. And there's nobody even in a close second place for me than Gus Fring from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Giancarlo Esposito is a master in that role. And he is, I love him. You give me Gus Fring all day. I just love him. And, Giancarlo he was quoted somewhere as saying that he wouldn't mind doing a spinoff of his own from, a Gus Fring backstory. I'm begging you, Vince and Peter and all the guys that run the Breaking Bad universe. I'll take that all day. Please. I beg of you. And he's been very prominent in Better Call Saul as well. And that's been super nice that we've had two fantastic shows with this villain. But Gus, love his demeanor. He's vicious. Man, he's vicious. But he does so in such a nice, here's your chicken way. And his death is one of the spoilers. I realize now I just said that. Bo hasn't seen
you know how Bo feels about spoilers, though.
I already know about that. Like his demise is like one of those videos that people like to slip in things, or I've seen somewhere. But I mean, I've seen the great shot of his basically him walking out after what's kind of causes his death. It's I've seen that. It's a cool scene. Yeah. So I'm aware of his character's demise.
One of the best deaths ever on screen from a television show. And they asked him, how would Vince Gilligan asked him how he would want to be portrayed as far as his death. And he said, what else would Gus do? He would step out straightening his tie. And that's it. And then boom, fall over.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sorry for spoiling that if nobody knew that. I just didn't think.
Well, Breaking Bad's been out. Gosh, the show's been over for 8 to maybe 10 years now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
The show's ended. Yeah. So
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned him playing Gus, but he also did a great job as Moff Gideon. So he's got a knack for playing a good villain.
I love him. And one of my prized treasures is an autograph 8x10 of him as Gus holding a box cutter with Jesse and Walt standing behind him in the meth lab.
Nice.
And it's to Brock, from Giancarlo. And I was like, that's one of my prized treasures. I need to get one of Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith, though, an autograph picture somehow. So anyway, that's mine.
I say,
How about you, Bo?
I'd say I can pony out. I'm in complete agreement with best movie villain with Smith. Smith is just like you said, that's one of those. Like I like Smith. I'm sorry, I like Smith more than Neo. I was
Same.
Team Smith. I
Yeah.
was like you're talking about Smith collectibles. I have the McFarlane figure where he's posed back from Revolutions. Like there was a 2-piece that had one of Neo up here, and then they had the Smith. Like I just got Smith. That's all I bought. And the only Matrix, I have the Matrix poster. I've got it rolled up somewhere, but it's the one for Reloaded where I think it might be Revolutions where it's all the Smiths and it's raining on them. That scene where they're everywhere when he's marching to the end there. It's so good. The music's so good. Don Davis is pounding the music at you. It's one of my favorite scenes in movies. Smith is just like you said, he's so cool about it. He is, he is on point. He is wanting to bring the whole system down, but he is going to be a classy guy doing it.
Yeah.
And probably for TV, and I didn't think about this until about a few seconds ago while you were talking, since you got talking about our good hero, the Batman. Maybe my favorite TV villain might be Mark Hamill's Joker from the animated series.
I'll give you that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
like with him and Conroy, like I said, anytime I read a Batman comic or something where it's a picture, it's always going to be Hamill and Conroy in my voice. So Hamill's Joker, oh man, it's so good. Like that's where like I said, I know like Star Wars, like I like Star Wars, but I love Batman. So Hamill's going to be higher on my ladder for Joker versus Luke. I mean, I don't know. It's so good because I'll never forget when I finally found out that was Mark Hamill. My brain was just like, no, this can't be the same guy.
I mean, not like Killing Joke. I mean, just God. Man. Oh.
Which I'm glad. Like I said, they kept him. Even though the anime series was a little bit more grown up, it was still aimed at kids. So, but like you said, when they do the Killing Joke and like of course the Arkham games where they let him be the Joker, this homicidal maniac that's going to do anything to terrorize Batman every waking moment. So yeah, Hamill's Joker might be my favorite TV villain.
Absolutely, you can't go wrong with that choice. Can't. All right, Miss Decisive, you got one?
Okay, so this is oddly enough, this is really tough. It's tough for me to narrow this down.
Give it a shot.
I don't want to just keep like piggybacking off of anybody else. I'm trying to think of somebody that we haven't talked about. It's. I would say probably maybe my favorite movie villain as of maybe this point in time is Thanos.
Good choice.
Thanos has been a fantastic movie villain for me. Just covering that phase of the MCU. I mean, you snap your fingers and you eradicate, half of the population. I mean,
I completely agree with the sentiment that Thanos was right.
So I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Thanos on this for me as far as my favorite movie villain.
That's a fantastic choice, and it's a correct one.
Yeah,
boy, if I could snap my fingers and have people disappear, it'd be great. I'm just kidding. We want to snap our fingers and double our listenership. Geeks@gmail.com. That will arrive right into the spam folder. We won't see it.
As far as TV goes, I'm sorry, I can't think of anybody better than Gus Fring myself. Sorry to take one of your answers, but you're absolutely correct. He is.
No big deal.
You and I are the same mind.
Yeah.
How dare we all be like-minded individuals talking together, right?
Dare you?
It's why we're married. Well, one of the reasons our brains are in sync with each other. So she's not doing that just to piggyback. That is her train of thought.
I'm just the biggest fan of him as Brock is, and like I said, not only with him with Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, but also with the Mandalorian. So he was he plays a really good villain. So I'm gonna go with Giancarlo myself.
All right. If you ever want to vote in our poll topics and help us choose that segment of the podcast every other week, every episode, then hit up patreon.com/BamaGeeks.
$5 Patreon.
That's right. That's all we charge. $5. And if you want to support the podcast, support us. If we bring any type of humor and thoughtfulness and just good fun in your life, it would help us out because we get to do more for you. And we got plans for upgrades and growth and things like that. So if you want to help us get to that to make your experience better, $5 a month over at patreon.com/BamaGeeks.
Made me think we were talking about the extras. I was listening to y'all's bonus episode, and like I wish I had the time to make a meme. I want to make a meme of you either with the Drake meme where the one with the hat, and then that. I need one of you with either it being Harley is the first one of Nat, and then the bottom one now being Wanda Scarlet Witch, or that our friendship has ended with Harley. Wanda is my new best friend type thing. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and tell this story really quickly before we jump into spoiler territory, in case anybody decides to leave. But the last episode we had talked about Disney movie rewards cashing in 800 very precious points because it takes a while to build this stuff up. Cashing in 800 points to get the payoff poster featuring Scarlet Witch front and center on the new Doctor Strange poster. Mine arrived from Disney Movie Rewards, and they packed it in a triangular cardboard box that was really flimsy. And for some reason, it was cut in half, broken open in half.
Yeah.
The poster was damaged pretty badly. It was creased all the way up and down. It had turned white along the creases, so the print on it was gone. So it was absolutely heartbreaking because I love Elizabeth Olsen. I have, and I thought I had it in reach, but I've got an autographed picture, like I said, to Brock, Lizzie Olsen, of her as Scarlet Witch. I love Elizabeth Olsen. I wanted this poster so badly. So damaged, tears. Emailed as soon as I got the poster and opened it, snapped a picture of all the damage, my shipping thing, put it up in our Facebook group, Bama Geeks Front Porch, put it up in there. I'm sure you could hear the tears through the picture.
And feel the sadness.
I was sad. I was like, oh, but Disney Movie Rewards. I'm sorry. That's what I've always known it as. Disney Movie Insiders is what it is now. Had an email form. Send us a picture of the damage, a description. We'll get back to you. I'm like, okay, we'll see how long this takes. It wasn't 2 days later. They had a replacement out to me. And it came in a rock solid, knock your buddy out with it cardboard tube. It is in mint condition. I have that poster completely free from Disney. Thank you very much.
Yes. Happy you.
Honestly, you probably weren't the first person to complain about that. If I had to guess, if they switched containers altogether, it was probably you were not the only person that ran into that problem.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, it was.
This is, sorry for our audio listeners, but for our YouTube listeners, this is the box they sent it in.
That's exactly how it looked.
That is, well, it's because it's the exact box.
Well, I mean, that's like I said, you didn't, Yeah,
it's terrible shape. Terrible shape. I'm so sorry, but this is the one that they sent me that was damaged, and it's just creases all along here. You can probably see a little bit, maybe not because of the plastic. But
anyway, I mean, somebody at the USPS sorting center was having a lightsaber battle, man. Okay,
apparently.
But now, this is what the replacement was sent in.
That is the only tube that anyone should ever use to send things through anything. Those tubes are indestructible. Unless you get them in water, but that's another thing.
Yeah,
I was kind of shocked.
It went from that. It went from like Terrence and Phillip from South Park.
Hey,
buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
I'm not protecting your poster, buddy.
I'm not just safe shipper, friend. And into this. So there's the comparison of the tubes. But yeah, it's in here. It's mint. It is not coming out. Elizabeth Olsen is doing a private signing again, and I wanted to send this to her to get her to autograph it. And then I saw the prices and I'm like, patreon.com/Bamageeks.
Go fund me.
No, just to be our Patreon to get some bonus content. Let us work for our money.
I'm kidding.
So yeah, I have my Scarlet Witch front and center Doctor Strange poster, and I am very happy. I've got to find a really good frame for it, but I'm not even going to fool with it until we get a bigger house.
We did have that discussion about all the artwork that is not hung up in our house, and
so much
what it's going to be like when we finally get
so
our
many
house.
Talented artists and everybody who goes to these cons, and I love you artists, people who can draw and paint and create art for a living. I love you very much, and appreciate you, and that's why I have so much of it, because I really want to try and support artists. And then we've got a lot of friends who are artists, comic book artists and everything else. So support the arts.
Exactly.